Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brent, and today I'm going to be going over some of the differences between hard light and soft light. I'm not going to tell you which one is better. I'm going to leave that up to you to choose. I do have Perla back in the studio with me today. We are excited to get into this content, so let's hop right in. So for the first setup, I'm going to be showing you, it's going to be the hard light. And I'm going to be using the Godox 8600BM, and it's going to be paired with, I'm going to be honest, I do not know the size of this beauty dish, but it is quite large, and it's a white interior. So this is going to be our hard light setup. It's set up in the Rembrandt position currently, and I'm now going to take a few test shots of Perla just so you can see what the hard light does when shaping the face, the highlights that it gives, and how you can see the difference in the shadows. All right, so we're just gonna do a couple test shots here. I'm gonna start with a close, I'll do a medium, and then I'll do a wide, just so they can see what this is doing to your face. So we'll go close shot first. All right, 3, 2, and go medium. Nice, 3, 2. Then we're gonna go a wide shot. Nice, 3, 2. Now, the thing that I love about hard light, especially if we start off with that close shot, is the sharpness of the shadows. It is a very sharp exit point from where the highlights are to where the shadows start. And what that's gonna do is it's really gonna frame the face. Now, one thing to be cognizant of when you're doing the close shots is the model's skin. You might have to do a little bit of extra retouching if the skin is not super smooth or it's not in a great condition. That's just something that, cost of doing business. It comes with the territory. The other thing that I love about those close shots is the specular highlights that you get, even with this beauty dish being a white interior. As we all know, I typically like to shoot with silver because it is going to give you a little more of that punch. But even with this being a softer version of a hard light, you're still going to get some nice specular highlights. Now, the other thing, when you move back and you start to do those mediums and those wides, depending on where you have that hard light positioned, for us, we have it in the Rembrandt position, so that means that our shadow is going to be falling opposite of that light, and it's still a nice sharp shadow. Specifically, when you start to get into different modifiers. So if you go bare bulb, it's going to be an even sharper shadow. You go with the reflector, it might have a little bit of a softer edge to it. You go with the beauty dish, it varies, right? Just depending on the size of the modifier and then which modifier you're using. So for the hard light, that's the first things that I want to call out is the sharpness of the shadows, the way that it chisels the face, and then also the specular highlights that you're able to get, even with this being a white interior beauty dish. Now, to keep things fair, for our soft light comparison, we are going to be using just a regular Octabox. This is a silver interior because most of the times Octaboxes do not come in white interiors. You have to kind of be specific for that, but it's okay. And same exact light. So it's going to be the Godox 8600BM. I literally just swapped the modifiers out. So it's going to stay in the Rembrandt position, stay at the exact same angle, so that this way you can get a better one-to-one comparison. But this is the setup for the soft light that I'll be using for this video. So the first thing that I want you all to note whenever you switch out the modifier from your hard light to your soft light is you are going to lose some lighting. When I had that hard light set up, my power on my strobe was at 1/8 plus 0.5. I've had to now bump that up to 1/4 plus 0.3 to get the same exact exposure. I am still shooting at f8, ISO 100, and a shutter speed at 1/250th, but with switching the modifier, because I've added that extra layer of diffusion and I've softened that light down a little bit more, I have had to put a little bit more power through that modifier. So that is one thing that you do want to be thinking about when you are choosing whether to use hard light or soft light. So for these test shots, I'm just gonna start off same as before. I'm gonna do a wide, a close, and a medium. We're just gonna see how these bad boys stack up. So you're looking straight at me. I'm gonna start with the close, 3, 2. Nice, gonna back it up. 3, 2. Let's go for a wide. 3, 2. And immediately you're going to start to notice the shadow transition is a little bit different from that of the hard light. It's not going to be so drastic. It's going to be more of like a smooth, gradual transition, which is also super dope. And this is going to be a lot more forgiving on skin tones or skin textures that maybe are not the most clean, right? You might have someone who is dealing with some skin issues, or they don't necessarily want that harsh shadow that the hard light is going to give, because one thing about the hard light is if there is a blemish, it will show it. If you want to be able to hide those blemishes a little bit more, maybe make the retouching process for yourself a little bit easier, then soft light is going to be where you might want to opt to use. So for the soft light, the things that I love is you get a nice, really soft highlight on the subject's face. It's not super specular, it's not super hard. So for something like a regular portrait, these are always very nice. If you want to show the subject as being something soft, nurturing, maybe you want to do something sensual, you would opt for this softer light. And then when you get to the wide shots, I kind of like the way that the shadows do fall. Like they're not so sharp. You can kind of move them away depending on the position of the light, and they kind of fall in like a very angelic, nice type of way. So if you are wanting that more soft, sensual look, then I would definitely opt for the soft light. All right, everyone, that's gonna do it for another video. I really hope that this was able to help you kind of see the difference between hard light and soft light. Of course, there is a myriad of ways that you can use both lighting setups, and I do use both, but you're typically gonna have a preference for one over the other, and as you go through your photography journey, you're gonna learn the use cases for both. Remember, I do offer photography coaching, whether that be virtual or in person. You want to go over your portfolio, you want to strengthen your lighting, you want to strengthen your composition. If that's something you're interested in, I will leave that in the description. I want to give a huge shout out to Perla for coming through. This is like time number 4 on the channel. Perla, where can they find you?
Hey, it's Pearls on almost everything.
You already, come on, I'm gonna put it right here. You don't gotta try to spell it yourself. I'm gonna put it right here so you can spell it correctly. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next video.